So you know that the UK situation hasn't been the best one these days, and then, well, things are getting heated by the day. And of all the things that I find in social media, I stumbled upon this clip of Ricky Gervais talking about politics in the UK. And I thought at first sight that this was a recent clip, and it was not. He was talking about those times when Boris Johnson organized these Christmas parties at number 10 while there were COVID lockdowns. So to, well, denounce the hypocrisy of it all. But he tries to explain why he does not go political, not even in his interviews or in his live shows. And for some reason, and I found really interesting his body language and his facial expressions, especially because it's something that we could feel about politicians in many ways. And why do they keep getting away with all this sort of things? So let's watch it, and you can see that even if we know that this was like 2 years ago, his expression and his feelings and his emotions still apply spot on nowadays. Let's watch this.
We've got our rules. Unless you're the Prime Minister.
Of course, we have the rules. The rules in this case was lockdowns, and except the Prime Minister, Boris Johnson at that time, which could do whatever he wanted. And that's why Ricky looks into the camera as in, you know, this is the exception, and I'm about to unleash on him.
Political satire, isn't it?
It tries to try to play it down. He doesn't want to like unleash. He knows it's a murky topic, getting political, but still he needs to say something about it.
I don't get political. I feel like it though. I'm getting angrier and holding it all in more and more.
One thing happened here is that when he decides that at some point he needs to get political, he looks for a split second to his right. That is our creative side, and that is like saying, well, I have to look for the best words to say this. Maybe he didn't want to get into trouble, but you know how Ricky Gervais is. His part of his shtick, part of his job is getting into trouble. So I'm going to try to, that moment, he looks to his right. He's looking for the best words, and he says, I'm getting angrier and holding it all in.
I'm getting angrier and holding it all in more and more. Even live, I don't really get political.
When he says even live, he looks to the other side, our left side, which is his remembering. He could be remembering his live shows.
More and more. Even live.
There. He was looking to his left. Maybe he was remembering his live appearances. He prefers not to address political stuff in his humor, even if humor is usually a stand-up comedy, is about real life. And you know that the reason why the punchline hits the right way, something is funny, is because it's true, it's real. You have lived through it. That's how humor works. And well, nowadays, even back then, 2 years ago, and nowadays more than ever, politics is something that we cannot escape from.
Live, I don't really get political.
You notice that there's also swallowing, this heavy swallowing, talking about this.
I think I've been naive. I've hit that age where I go, well, they're all fucking lying, shitty little fucking corrupt twats.
Well, she just unleashed it without filter.
It was just lying in their own part. And I just think, I didn't.
No, notice that he had this very subtle, after all that unleashing, had this subtle pressing of his lips. It was split second. We're just lying on the arm, and right there, he does this, that pressing. It's like he is frustrated, he is disappointed. That is split-second frustration showing right there.
I didn't really. I don't think I think there were. I thought there was good guys and bad guys, but now I just think they're all little fucking.
He did it again. He did that when he thought that there were good guys and bad guys. He did it again right there. He presses his lips. I'm gonna zoom a bit so you look at him. I hadn't seen Ricky Gervais in this way, like ever. No, you know that he's very nonchalant, that he's very direct. But here I look this sadness. You have the eyebrows going like inside or together and upwards. You have this usual, there's two lines right here when you are a bit sad. But at the same time, he's pressing his lips. He has this expression of maybe could be covered anger at the same time. And I think he's trying to hold, even if he is unleashing without filtering, he's trying to hold in what he really thinks about the whole situation, which is not fair because he's talking about the politicians in this case, but he must be thinking about all the people that has to play by the rules or had to play by the rules on those lockdown times, and all the people that suffer because of those lockdowns. And that is what he says. I want to talk about it. Maybe he wants to talk more about that, but he realizes that his true job, like his true calling, is try to like add some levity to the circumstances. But he was really upset at that moment. I'm sure that he at some point made some kind of joke about it. Maybe not joke, but satire about it. You know that satire is a way to point out or criticize governments without doing it in a serious way, but in a mocking way. But you're still criticizing the government. But I think he was really upset and really frustrated with with Boris Johnson at that moment.
Now I just think they're all little fucking shits. Is that political? Is that some really nuanced insight?
You know that he is unleashes with this very colorful words that he laughs at the same time, and like, I'm trying to hold this in, but I can't help myself. I have to say this, and he is like a bit ashamed of himself, putting his hand behind his head in that way, like a little kid.
Into the workings.
And has a couple of pacifying gestures. The first one is rubbing his eye, and the other one is like caressing his beard. Has this like he's trying to control himself. He say, okay, I already unleashed. I have to take it easier right now. But no, I think he doesn't take it any easier in the last 10 seconds.
Greedy little fucking posh twats. Good. That's why I don't get political.
So it is the contrast in which calling on the hypocrisy of politicians. Again, this could be perfectly adapted to whatever is happening today. That's why I thought that this was a current clip. But it is incredible how someone who is so good with words, with his so brilliant with ideas. I think he's a brilliant man with a real ability to point out the hypocrisy of the world. Looking at him, this is his raw reaction to this kind of stuff, and I wanted to show you this just to put those nuances in which someone whose job is to, bring joy and laughter to our lives and just point out when people are just out of their mind, the insanity of the world. He is just a master of it. but he can also have strong emotions and have strong opinions about when things are not fair. And we have talked about this in my channel recently, and I find this like some part of the inspiration to be pointing out this sort of things, because we have to talk more about this kind of things. But I would love to know what you think about this in the comments. My body language buddies, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and remember to subscribe to my email list in the link of the description of this video, and my locals account as well. I got some interesting content coming right there. Much love and bliss.